because that's definitely what that says.
Literally didn't think that was a real thing, right?
I'm voting yes because I want you to shut up now.
It's not that you actually think it's wrong, it's just about the points is what I'm hearing.
Stabbed a lot, like this.
I felt that feeling before, and now we have a word for it.
Oh, you're trying to be too smart. What's up, guys? This is Shelfside Plays a Blabbi, a game that's kind of like Scrabble, but also definitely not. Because you ever like play Scrabble and you wanted to just say, no, that's definitely a word, and everyone's like, no, 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 no. Blabbi? That's what you do. You just make up dumb words.
How to play. Blabbi is a party word game where you make up words and try to convince people it's real. On your turn, use your letter tiles to form a made-up word. If there are words already on the board, you can connect your tiles to them to form new words. Then pick one of your topic cards and make up a convincing definition for your word that relates to the topic or topics. Maybe you can do up to 3 topic cards at the same time. More points. Everyone else votes on whether or not your definition is convincing. If the majority votes yes, you get the points on all your topic cards. If there's majority no, they get to ask clarifying questions before doing another round of voting. Answer their questions convincingly to win them over. If they still vote no, you take back the tiles you used and get new topic cards. The game ends when all the tiles are used up, or everyone skips their turn. Everyone adds up their points from the topic cards they won, and whoever has the most wins the game.
Why, hello there. It is me, Daniel of Shelfside, here with another Shelfside Plays, this time of the game called Blabbi.
Hi, I'm Gudo. Been here a couple times now. I play party games every once in a while, I suppose. I am known for making up some bullshit, though, like my victory in Knee Deep in Hexes. Didn't deserve that. Bullshit.
Hi, I'm Pranav. I'm a woodworker on Shelfside Incorporated. Yeah, I'm the Shelfside DIY guy.
I'm pretty crazy all about them party games. However, when it comes to Scrabble, I am dog poo-poo pee-pee at that game.
Hi, I'm Mitsuru. Let me start over. I am Ashton's right-hand man when it comes to rules corrections and reading the rule books, because Ashton never reads the rule books, actually. Fun fact, even though he's a professional board gamer.
Yeah, we're using it first name.
No!
Here's I'm gonna start with the story. So back in the Middle Ages, there was an unlikely friendship formed between hay and hay harvesting devices. You know, they had a hard time figuring out how to harvest that much hay for all of the animals they had. So they made what I'm gonna call a hay mow, which is a fun device that medieval peasants used. Well, probably rich people, but medieval peasants to basically mow hay. Upon realizing during things like the French Revolution that the working class could use this as a symbol of working class resistance, it was then used as a torture device. And you saw during the French Revolution a lot of people essentially using this device to stick it to the nobles, essentially. And then more recently, we've seen it used as a toy, surprisingly enough, another unlikely friendship. Because this is sort of put into sets for kids to be able to play with, sort of like a farm simulator thing, so people can kind of, mow their hay more effectively.
I don't know anything about hay. Do you mow hay?
If I can imagine saying, yo, that guy just blibbity blobby, and feeling like it was a real word, then I think I'm gonna go for it. I think the initial conception would have been a tool probably that's like a rotating set of scythe blades, essentially. So you kind of push it through the field and it spins around in a circle, and then that kind of like collects hay for you, essentially.
Okay, so in these children's play sets that have the haymow, are these Lego versions, baby's first French Revolution?
Exactly, yeah. Well, it's more used as its original agrarian roots more than it is used as the torture device there. But sort of you can imagine it's a pretty simple device to build that you can mow through your fake hay and then it collects your hay for you,
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the no, because I like these two, but unlikely friendship is a little bit of a stretch to me. I feel like that's just kind of thrown in there. These two make perfect sense to me. And I get you're trying to marry together concepts, and that's where you're going unlikely friendship. But I feel like I want to actually hear about this be a friendship thing, two dudes bonding over this haymow, not just combining things saying it's a friendship.
Yeah, I think I agree with Daniel. The unlikely friendships, I get that, it changed from one thing to another, but I don't, strictly speaking, it might not be the most unlikely of friendships.
I feel like it was kind of greedy to do that, right? This 100% sold. I would have said yes. You threw us in, trying to sneak in 150 points. I'm like, no.
Oh, so it's about the points then.
No.
It's not that you actually think it's wrong. It's just about the points, is what I'm hearing.
It's like the one that doesn't
okay.
quite sell me. So if the vibe is there, I'm with it. It's funny. Gives me the hoo-ha's. I'm with you. If not, you're getting the null and the vote.
It's usually best to go with something that both is funny and makes sense.
If you told me the word in a vacuum and you just told me what the definition was, how likely I might be to like believe you?
I'm not really good with words. Oops. You know, what was your first reaction when you heard, oh, you mow hay? You literally didn't think that was a real thing, right? It's an unlikely friendship. You can't say it's not an unlikely friendship. You didn't think that was a real thing.
But there's like the big...
That's a friendship?
There's the farming machine that like goes and, you know, rolls over the hay. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I don't remember
But
the
like,
name.
think about it.
I
Like,
ain't no country farm boy.
think about it. You know, when you're first discovering this hay mow, right? It's this sort of like weird device that you would never think like, oh, I'm gonna mow my hay. You always think I'm mowing my grass. But the peasants back then were like, oh, well, look at this thing. I can go through and I can like easily collect all of this.
They use a scythe for that.
Yeah, but this is an even more unlikely thing.
Side thing.
Well, I think we're like mixing up unlikely and unlikely friendships. Like an unlikely friendship is between like a lion and a mouse, right? And it's not like the peasants are being friends with their
I'm saying
overlords
the
or
concept
anything.
of hay and mowing are two unlikely friendships. The concepts are friendships, not actual people.
Can I just like give him points for these two and then throw this one away? Is that allowed?
I have no
Or do we have to
idea.
reject the whole word?
I just want to reject the whole thing. Our lawyer says we have to get rid of all of them.
All right, I got clapped.
All right, so now you swap out all three topics for new topics. I think.
It was deeply disappointing. I should have lent more into the story. Maybe started with an unlikely friendship between like a cow and a farmer or something.
We're gonna... This is Knalt. Knalt, which pertains to fitness and awards because this is actually... it's an award that's given to the Olympic high jumper with the lowest high jump in the qualifying round.
She's so good.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like ball. I give it to him instantly.
Yeah, I'm kind of good with that. All right, okay, I think we're all yeses.
Yeah, we did it. Okay.
Okay, so now we have to build from there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't believe they allowed Knalt to pass. Honestly, that very first one.
Backstory for Snalt was pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
It was a great backstory.
Have any ideas for what you're gonna do with your
I need to see my topics. I can't make a word right now. What did?
Would you like to see your topics?
Yeah, thank you, production crew. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I got nothing.
Gack fuck?
Yes, a gack fuck is local slang for a dance that looks very similar to the gritty. However, instead of bringing both hands to the sides of your head, you form a fake grip and put it to your mouth, all right? And then on a swing back down, you do a violent hump into your hands, and that's where the fuck is coming from. So it's like a gack and a fuck, and that's your dance.
Surely that's not monetizable.
I'm voting yes because I want you to shut up now. But yes, this is incredible.
It does sound
I
like you
can't say no to that.
sound like
That actually
something
just
to choke
works out
on.
perfectly.
You're gonna have to put like a giant censored bar and just bleep out the entire section. It might even be
Everything
better
about
that
that's
way.
monetizable. It's totally fine.
All right.
Obviously, Daniel's gawk fuck was something.
Gack fuck. I mean, I hope we get to keep that one on YouTube. That was...
I thought Gudo might have some unhinged words, but I was very wrong. It turns out Daniel has the most unhinged words.
Jug? Oh no, he's not done. Jug him. Jugamon.
Come on, yeah.
Sugarman.
All
Playing too much power, I see.
These two. All right. So, you know, as some of you may know, like juju, it's like kind of like juju's like bad feelings. You know, it's like a kind of a fear, and that's like part of the jugamon. So jugamon is like this fearful, like rideable, like, you know, you've heard of mon. I won't say what company makes these kinds of mons, but
I think Mitsuru will make words that have a little bit of smartness to them. You can kind of tell. It's like, so like, I don't know, scarp. there's a bit of medical in there. He might do some weird like STEM thing.
All right, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go no.
Because I have some questions.
All right.
Why is this a writable object?
It is a writable object. So like here, let me paint a picture of what the Jugumon looks like in your head. So first, it gives off kind of like it emits like smoke from its body, and like the body it resembles like a kind of a lizard.
No, you're trying to be too smart.
Okay, sorry. Before I'm gonna cut you off. Why are you fucking the smoke lizard creature?
You're not fucking it. You're just writing it.
Even so,
You can mount.
I like the-
basically, and it will allow you.
this is not making it better.
This
This is not making it better. Can I give the smoke lizard creature a gun?
You can. That would make it very scary.
Okay.
That makes it funny to me. I don't know.
So the fear part I get. So the. Oh,
I don't. Juju
how does
is like, you need another J there. This is like Jug.
that's true. That's true. It should be a Jugimon.
Well, we can consider it just. I assume this does not come from like an English or Latin speaking portion of the world. Is that right? The Juju. Okay, so it could just be a difference of Romanization here.
Oh, I see.
So-
Okay.
I don't know, the vibes the word gives me just doesn't.
defend it.
All right. I think I can accept it. That's acceptable. I'm changing my vote.
Sure, I'll pass it.
The vibes are still off.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wait, I said
I'll
no.
take it. You know, at first Jugumon it kind of sounded like a good idea, and then once I realized I was getting grilled, getting backed into the corner, it felt like a little bit of sweat.
A rideable, fearful, smoke-emitting lizard creature.
That has a gun or can.
It can have a gun because that makes it a little scarier.
All right. So I have an interesting word for you all here. Specifically, in this case, this is a cosmetic throat surgery. For example, like shaving down your Adam's apple is a cosmetic throat surgery. Reshaping your vocal cords is a throat surgery. And after doing throat surgeries, the first sound that a lot of surgeons hear is moan. They add that extra H because of the extra throatiness that you get right after doing a throat surgery. So colloquially by surgeons, it's known as moan. It's got the extra little like raspiness to it. That's why the H is there. Yeah, it's kind of because right after luxury surgeries like that, you kind of get that extra throatiness.
I love when I come out of my luxury throat surgery. I'm like, hey guys, how are you doing?
Hey guys, how you doing?
3, 2, 1, vote.
It makes sense to me.
I don't know where okay, well, we'll pass it. I don't know what I was gonna ask you actually. It's moan. It's moan. It's too much like a word that's already there.
That is true. It's very lazy in that sense because you just add an H to moan.
What you passed it. So
That's what makes it.
You know what? Kudos
relatable.
convinced me. It is now a no.
no, you passed it.
Oh, okay.
Giving them the points now.
That makes
fine.
logical sense if you think about it, right? Like if you're a surgeon, you're writing down notes. You're like, all right, patient had a characteristic moan, but then people are like, well, moan doesn't sound right. You just add an H to it because that's the sound that you get.
Okay.
This is Malf. This is Malf, which is actually it was a short-running comic book series of a super gopher that played baseball. Playing baseball was not the conceit, it's just like a thing he did, like it's like the hobby. But Malf was, it was the super gopher.
Okay.
I don't get gopher from mall.
Yeah, why isn't this golf?
Probably because I didn't have the letter G. But
No, but I mean, like, it ends with like off. Like, I don't know, what's baseball about that? I'm stupid.
it's nothing baseball. It's just like a hobby that he liked to do. Like, Gudo doesn't suggest anything about enjoying playing board games with people, Like, what does my name have to do with what I like to do?
But it just doesn't sound like a baseball
So it's just
thing.
incidentally related to.
It sounds like a superhero name, but it's
Because the superhero thing I can get behind.
The sound's got it. Like, you've nailed it with Snow, all right?
Yeah, that's
like,
pretty good. That had Bolt in it. That was pretty good.
The sound of that is so good for someone fucking up the jump. All right, Moth. Moth. I expect this to go in one way. You're telling me it doesn't go in, which is very mildly.
It's causing me too
He
much.
wasn't very
cognitive
good at
dissonance.
baseball.
I think that makes it worse for me. It's like, are we looking at a Wikipedia article or a dictionary? I think we're looking at a dictionary, and if he's not good at baseball, you're not going to include baseball in the dictionary definition of mall.
Like, it's his main hobby. Like, I suck at StarCraft, but like I still enjoy playing it.
It just feels so tacked on. A superhero just instantly nails it. But team sports, I'm like, we need a little
I'm
bit
gonna
more.
say yes because it's awful. It's close enough. It's basically got awful in it. I think that's acceptable to me.
I am staying with my no unless we get a better explanation for the team sports. It isn't just he likes it.
I'll take it back.
I don't know. Name, not the biggest fan of that one.
Backstory on Malf wasn't that great. Yeah, Malf, rest in peace, little super gopher buddy.
All right, we're gonna just do some simple shit that I don't think is that funny, but I think it makes sense. So we're gonna go with a Vibat. All right, it's a rare name. All right, it's a hybrid animal of a viper and a bat. Now they both like to bite into shit, so I was like, all right, viper and a bat. You get a poisonous ass bat. That's a viper. There you go. Rare name, hybrid animal. Bada bing boom.
All right, 3, 2, 1. No. Okay. I see it's a rare animal. I don't see the name as rare.
That's a good point.
Like, what
But
about
we
the
passed it.
name specifically is rare?
It wasn't cooked all the way through.
Yeah, no, I forgot about the name part. I was just like, yeah, it was just rare. And then I just looked at animal and I was like, all right, rare animal.
seen a Vibat?
That's true. That's a good point.
But that's a rare.
But you just
hybrid
used
animal.
Vibat like 3 times in the last 2 minutes, so it's not really that rare of a name.
Yeah, it's not really a rare name now that you think about it. I kind of messed up there.
Well, I already voted it yes, and Mitsuru already voted it yes, so I think it counts.
Takesy backsies.
I'll take it.
I mean, I'm about the Vibat. I vibe with the Vibat.
All right, this is pretty simple. This is the name of a high fashion brand that gets popularized at school. I'm sure a lot of you have seen, like the Antisocial Social Club. I think around our era, like we saw it a lot in college. It's very highly associated with like very like school, like Asian kids, like kind of making it more popular. And it's just the name of the brand. Ho.
Oh.
It sounds very high fashion and exotic.
Sounds like a Pokemon.
I have my card ready.
That somehow sounds more like a Pokemon than Jugimon.
Yeah, honestly it does, yeah. It reminds me of Ho-Oh, but just like spelled like a dumbass.
Ready?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. All right.
All
It
yes.
sounds close enough to high from high
I
school.
wanted to
because it's
say
two
yes
H's.
just so I'd have more time to think of mine. It's a very fluffy word in my mind, at least. It's specifically the intersection between mold that you get, it's like that feeling that you get when like something in your fridge goes moldy, but it's not something you wanted to eat anyways. It's sort of that word. You make a bad recipe, you don't really enjoy it very much, then you leave it in the fridge for a bit too long, it gets moldy. Poof, I'm gonna throw it away.
I have my thing ready. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes.
All right.
That's a Pulf moment.
What's your contention here, Mr.
P is like a very hard, like it's a hard consonant, right? It doesn't sound very fuzzy, just starting with a P,
that's fair.
Like fuzzy, it's got to be like a kind
Well,
of
you
a
think
softer.
pillow, right?
Yeah.
Like pillow starts with a P.
Oh, that's true.
And that's a pretty soft word.
That is fair.
Okay. Have I convinced you?
Yeah, that's good enough.
Thank you.
Whatchamacallit, like something like Disneyland or Great America. You have like these roller coaster theme parks or Six Flags, right? You know how the grounds are very expansive usually, like they're pretty big. Parks are pretty big. So every once in a while, a scientist goes to a theme park on their off day just because, no, this is relevant. So, they're just people with jobs doing their jobs, but then like they go on a vacation and they go to like a theme park. But then, the park is so expansive and like such a hub of activity that every once in a while, they discover a new species there. A brand new species unknown to science at a theme park. And that, my friends, is what you call a flukes.
That's so good.
A flukes is when you discover an undiscovered species at a theme park because they are just so expansive.
I will hold this up to indicate that I'm ready for voting.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm sold.
I'm so sold. That's perfect. That's so good.
All right, we're gonna go with.
Ooh.
going with scrafap. All right. Scrafap is two things. All right, and this ties into each other because it was a very bizarre, spicy food that made you incredibly horny. All right, and well-renowned fashion dude named Giovanni Damdadudu was like, all right, I ate that shit. I got inspired, and I made some fashion out of it that was like, all right, so the vibes of this clothing, all right, mostly extremely red and usually just missing shit around the crotch area. That was his inspiration, all right, for the scrafap line of clothing. It became outdated very quickly when people realized, wait a minute, this is like the most stupid high-end shit that I can only wear at like highly specific areas. This is just the fact. I can't just like walk around with like a crotchless like, I don't know, coat that also like for some reason has like a zipper that's like perfectly like undone so you can see your pants also being undone underneath it. In his defense, Giovanni was like, this is very spicy, all right? Come on, look how spicy it is. It's bold. And I was like, you're making shit up. This is fucking stupid. But we do like the scrafap food. It's amazing. It's delicious.
Okay, I'm ready to vote. I'm ready to vote. I'm sorry. I can't listen to this anymore. All right, 3, 2, 1, yes. I think it's fine. It sounds enough like scarf. It sounds enough like spicy food. I'm here for it.
I can't tell if this is food or clothing.
Exactly.
Like, where did this go?
Dictionary entry instead of the Wikipedia article, please.
Okay, scrafap was a food, but then the guy, Giovanni da Pupu, made a fashion line out of it and just named it after the food.
It's a fashion line made after
And was
spicy.
it actually fashionable before it got outdated?
Yes, at very high-end activities where people were allowed to wear that shit and just be weird, but then people very quickly realized, I can't wear this anywhere else outside those very specific places that just let me show my crotch out all the time.
So, this very Italian man was so inspired by spicy food that he developed.
Yeah, because he just only eats
Crotchless
pasta and was
pants.
just like, what the fuck is this spicy shit? It's making me hard. I gotta show this off.
Wait, do you think Italians don't have spicy cuisine?
And maybe, I don't know, let's assume white people can't use spice, so I was just like, okay, that's what we're going with.
I think I want. Hang on, I'm gonna get your thing to vote no twice.
I mean, it passes. It doesn't pass anyways. So I'm sorry.
I'm not quite sold yet.
Scrafap
either,
is not doesn't happen. I think.
Yeah, I'm not listening again with the no vowels. It just doesn't work out.
You did use a vowel. You used the A.
You lied.
Yeah, but like I need a blunt for something. Come on.
Angle at the vowelless word. So the sh. So basically, this is a new type of drug that started out in LA. And essentially, what was happening was when people take this green substance and inject it in themselves, they would kind of feel this high, and they'd be like, and that's when people started coining the term, and that is the word.
I am ready to vote.
So is just. Never mind. No questions.
I'm sold.
All right. Yeah. That's
Alright.
it's
Give me some
that's
of that
excellent.
You gotta go to
me
LA.
some good
That's where they make it all.
I'm a big fan of fish, just because it's real silly, and my man actually just made up a word for the sensation of getting high on an illegal drug.
All words basically have to have a vowel in it. Like maybe it doesn't have A-E-I-O-U, but it has a Y in it, which is considered a vowel sometimes. So once I just saw the inspiration, I just knew it would go through.
I have the most chaotic word for you all. It's actually a word that spans 2 continents. It's vagish.
What'd you just call me?
That's a slur in some language, surely.
What?
This is obviously. What? So okay. The word is vagish. This is obviously a French word. Obviously, right? It originated in Paris, and actually, it's specifically the feeling of being disappointed by your religion. That's what the word means. It originated in Paris, and it was a word that Ben Franklin actually brought back to New York. It got Americanized, but I'm giving you the original French sort of pronunciation and phrasing of it. But yes, vagish, the feeling of being disappointed in your religion.
My plan was to involve Ben Franklin in there because I know he was both in Paris and in New York. And then I figured I have to come up with a reason for why this word exists, and the other card I had was religion, so that was the reason.
3, 2, 1, go.
I agree.
Voting no.
All right,
It
go.
sounds like a fucker word for religions, like in like just French shit. It vibes so hard for me.
The base definition I really like, but then I think making that French first of all, and then the bit about Ben Franklin bringing it to New York is just so. No, but it's just so tacked on. It feels
Are
like.
you saying
Nah,
you're,
it's
you're an
fun.
expert in French? Like you know that's
Yeah,
not
like,
French.
I took
that's-
4 years in the high school that you and I attended together, Mitsuru.
No,
It doesn't look
100%.
French
I didn't think
whatsoever.
French though. You know, I think this man knows a lot more about French than us.
Yeah, like, dude, this sounds like a French guy heard the word Vatican and just fucked it up horribly. Like, come on.
The word for Vatican in French is Vatican.
Ah, okay. Never mind it.
If you told me that had Sanskrit roots instead, I would have been all about it.
Then I couldn't have put down Paris.
Yeah, that's why. All right, it passes. Shamelessly tacked on.
Dude, you could have done something with like Statue of Liberty with like Paris and New York.
I should have. That actually would have been better now that I think about it. Then I wouldn't have been able to put religion, I think. Maybe I could have.
Like
The cult of the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, there we go. That could have been good.
No, I did not think that would go well.
Vadjax, that was nuts. That was crazy. My mind was blown. That, like, sold the whole game.
Remember, glorious Soviet Union was the Great Red Rebellion, largely inspired by Karl Marx's Communist Manifesto. Actually, it wasn't his; it was somebody else's. But he wrote whatever books criticizing capitalism that inspired all these sorts of movements. And one of the Soviet Union's actions was actually to outlaw religion, formally rather. But they had sort of a cult of personality instead around all the famous communist figures. So obviously, little Russians still wanted to celebrate something like Christmas for, happiness and celebration in the winter time as in gift giving and love. So rather, they created Marx. In which, in the name of their glorious red leaders, they exchanged gifts.
What are the two categories?
Holidays and famous books.
I mean, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that fits.
Let's go.
Marx was a pretty good one. As a working class enthusiast from hegemony, I feel like Marxed was a good word personally.
I'm going to put a long word. That, and then we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do that.
Scotterogs.
I'm gonna throw it in there just because it's funny, right?
Skadrax.
Skadraxing.
Is this Hungarian?
No, this is just London nightlife. So there used to be a move in the clubs called Skadraxing, where people were just like going like this a lot, right? But then at some point, some fucker got jumped in the alleyway because it's London, and he just ended up getting stabbed a lot like this. He lived to tell the tale, but he also thought it was pretty cool that like his stabbing like was very similar looking to the move, and so he told all his friends about this shit. And then everyone's like, yo, fuck yeah, dude. Skadraxing is like actually a super London shit thing. Like, oh my god, it's a dance move and it's how you get stabbed in an alleyway.
As the Londoners do,
That's pretty good.
It's your very typical Britbonger experience.
Ready?
Pitch,
3, 2, 1. It's good for me.
Sure. Yeah. Can't argue with that. Alright. MRI? That's a thing.
Dude, is this even still on in like the frame?
Possibly, who knows?
Rise.
All right, so basically, Mrizu is a term coined by gamers. It's like this emotion that they have whenever they have this kind of this feeling of like misery, but it's not like that miserable as they play, but it generally happens when you have too much playtime and you feel like it feels a little bit miserable, but the gamers still keep playing.
I'm ready to vote.
Oh my god.
2, 1, go.
Easy yes.
Yes.
That's clear.
I have
You've-
felt Mrizu before.
You have captured the feeling
So
of
true.
you captured the feeling of playing a game for fun, but the game just makes you more frustrated.
Exactly.
I hate that. Thank you, Mrizu.
Mizu. Now I have a word for it.
Ooh. I mean, Mrizu, I've felt that feeling before, and now we have a word for it. It's just that feeling of slight misery, but you still gotta chug through.
You all know the sort of like layer that forms on top of a sauce if you cook it for too long.
No.
Let's say you're cooking like a very thick curry, right? And if you just like let it simmer for really, really long time, there's sort of that like thin layer that forms on top of it. It's like a little bit of like a little bouncy layer. Yeah, so that's called biovage. It's a technical term. It's
Because that's definitely what that says.
biovage. Biovage is a sort of like little bouncy layer that forms as you boil a sauce for a really long time.
Bouncy things, sauces and spices.
I'm ready to vote.
3, 2, 1.
Yes.
All right, I got two yeses and no. What do you got, Guido?
I think I'm just filthy is all this is.
All right, that's fair.
I don't like this.
I like how it's filthy. Because it's bouncy.
It's bouncy. It's saucy. It's a biovage.
Exactly.
Biovag?
No, it's beige.
I don't care. No, like, it's a little too much of a... His Noel kit comes to maturity. It's just part of the process. It's just part of the process of Martian puberty.
I don't even want to do the countdown, yes.
Yeah, that's actually perfect.
Okay.
All right, and I think Guido's turn ends the game. That's all the tiles left in the bag. Here you go.
Pranav, how many points did you get now that the game of Blabbi is done?
1,100.
Oh, Mitsuru, how many points did you get?
I got 1,000.
I got 700. Guido, how much did you get?
I got 1,050. So 50 less than Pranav.
Pranav really stole.
I won, so can't beat that. Got a chance to play a lot of kind of funny words in there. Got to experience Daniel's chaos. Played a weird little fake French word, which I thought was an excellent experience.
You just can't beat Vajax. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, that shit is fucking like
the French.
that shit's a fucking brainworm. Like that, it just can't get out of my mind.
Second place, top 50%, as one does. The best I could hope for.
Yeah, I was not tracking other people's points at all. So when I was last, I was like, oh, that's a surprise. That was it for this Blabbi playthrough, Shelfside Plays Edition. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon, to the channel, and to channel memberships, if any of that interests you. Goodbye!
The fuck do I care what kinds of words Pranav is gonna make? I care what words I'm gonna make. That's what's important. That gives me points. I don't care what Pranav is gonna do.